Gracious and merciful Father God, we come into thy presence, we hallow thy name. We honor you, Father God. Heavenly Father, we beseech that thy spirit be made one among us. And Heavenly Father, the decision that we make, we pray that it glorify you and move self out the way. Heavenly Father, we ask a special blessing of our men and women that are on foreign soil, protecting our rights. And Heavenly Father, we glorify your name, we magnify your name, and Heavenly Father, we uplift this community, that it would be a community that pleases you in our actions and our thoughts and all of our ways. This is our prayer in the matchless and beautiful name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Pruitt.
Here.
Wilson.
Here.
Grimes.
Present.
Cornelius.
Here.
Jackson.
Present.
Coleman.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here.
Butler.
Here.
Poole. Here. We're good.
Good time.
Minutes.
Previous minute, make a motion.
Motion to accept previous minutes.
Second.
Roll call.
Roll call. Pruitt.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Yes.
Grimes.
Yes.
Cornelius.
Yes.
Jackson.
Yes.
Coleman.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Butler.
Yes.
Poole.
Yes.
Okay, the minutes are approved. Financial
Good
statements.
time to find anybody question.
Could Lorelai just give us a quick update, please?
Everything that is being turned into the state on our jail, I did a copy of it now too. As of right now, the $53,000 from last month, we still have not gotten in, and so far.
Is that from the state?
Yes.
Okay.
And so far, we still got 45, almost 46,000 for this last month. They have just turned in on the 5th and the 10th of this month. But we're still waiting to come in too. One reason I can come up with why the jail also is a little bit more in the hole, something that was voted last year during Quorum Court meeting. We're not holding their vacation, their overtime and holiday pay. We're paying them as we go. So that's another reason why their payroll hasn't been up. Remember how we would always hold it off and pay them in November, and it would put us in a huge bind in November, December. So that has another reason in there. So hopefully by the end of the year, it's going to level off. I'm not 100% sure.
I see Danny's here tonight. Danny, do you have an update on your prisoners and all that?
It's gonna be quick. I
Okay.
did ask Mike, until we get the air conditioner units fixed, I cannot fill it up. If I fill it up, the state recommends the temperature be at least 74 degrees, plus or minus 4 degrees. The 78 to 68, 78 to 68. If it gets above that, we'll end up over in federal court in Texas County. And before that happens, whatever pod we're having issues with, we won't fill it up.
Isn't that the money that's supposed to come out of there?
Yes, but we're gonna,
What?
yes, when the time comes.
Yeah, when the time was January maybe?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The heating system working?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because it look like they're not gonna get it in the air, you know.
Well, I pray we do, because they know just as soon as Mike says we got it fixed, which I know they've been working on, I'm fixing to give him a uniform, but he's over there more than he's anywhere else. But, and I appreciate every bit of that, because he knows the tricks of heating and air, I don't. That's not my job. But just as soon as we get it fixed, all we gotta do is make a few phone calls, we can fill it up, get it maximum capacity. You know, that's what we're waiting on. But Mike knows, just as soon as we get it fixed one day,
It's out the next.
yes, sir, yes, sir. So
Just need a new system.
We'll piece it out. We'll piece it out instead of trying to do them all at one time. Let's wait, I'd like to wait to make sure, you know, when the money comes in. Now, one of them we're gonna have to do, B-Pod and
Yep.
A-Pod. That's your 2 units that's costing us the big bucks right now, so I'm trying to work on a deal right now where I can get them. And these people said they would go out 90 days for them. I got them to go out 90 days, but they don't wanna go beyond 90. So, I think we'll be in good shape, hopefully in a week or so, on the other units to buy us a couple months' time. And then when that happens, well then, they're more than ready to come on down and do what's gotta be done to get us A and B plot back going. That's your largest holding tank, right?
that's the 2 large ones, yeah. 24 and 23 inmates right there.
And what did you say, how many you can hold over 78 degrees?
I go to, if the maximum capacity is 81 inmates.
Yes.
But we try to keep, I like to keep at least between 60 and 65 paying inmates, which turns in, you know, pretty decent little profit for the county, help maintain the budget and everything over there. But here lately, it's been between 30 and 40. But we have 50 to 55 inmates, a lot of them are ours, plus our 309s, which do all the cooking, cleaning, and everything they can. But we're holding for, I think, 3 different counties, maybe 4 different counties. Plus we've got Arkansas, we got the ADC, we've got the 309s, and then we got the SSP, DCP, and probation parole. We're having issues with probation parole. We made a phone call today, if they don't start stepping up and paying up, they go somewhere else. We'll hold their own on probation parole. Probation parole, once another county, they get sentenced on probation, they tell us, okay, they've already signed, their paperwork's signed. The state's supposed to start paying us, the probation parole side is supposed to start paying us. Well, here lately, the last couple of weeks we're getting them, they're not signed. So we're billing back to the county they come from. The counties are fussing because they're supposed to be signed. Well, that's not our job to get them signed. They're supposed to be signed in your county.
But we're experiencing the deficit.
Yes, sir. So now, we made contact with these other counties. Hot Spring County is one of them. We house a lot of Hot Spring counties. But they fixed to step up and pay the bill there. On there, so we told them if we didn't, we wouldn't hold them more. But as soon as we do get the heat and air going,
We'll be back to full
it
capacity.
won't take long.
Yeah, you got a time frame on that, maybe?
I wish it was tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's kind of like ordering parts, you know, you jump up, something goes wrong in your house and you order a part. And then you wonder why it's 2, 3, 4 weeks, you still ain't got the part. And that's kind of what you're running into here because refrigeration units really just have a longevity, the way these are used, 9, 10 years. Well, we're bumping 10.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff is, it's just hard to find the parts. They're gonna overnight. They apologize for not getting them to me as fast as they did, but they're gonna overnight it, and they're gonna try to see if we can get that part covered on warranty. She is.
Good.
The lady I talked to.
That's for that big unit.
And that, yes, that's the lady that they build the units. So got my fingers crossed that they'll do that, that'll help us out a lot.
Any other questions for me?
Thank you.
I gotta go get my wife up so she can make some real money. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
So, financial.
Anything else for financial discussion? Committee reports.
Big news out of our office, most of y'all know Miss Diane Wolf retired. We had her celebration here a week or so ago. I think some of y'all made it. Dana Fincher, who was in a temporary position in 4-H, has moved into her admin role, so she'll be our secretary going forward. Our 4-H has been real busy this summer. Our livestock quiz bowl team won state, and they'll be going to nationals in Louisville, Kentucky in November. And our junior team were third in that same contest in their division. And the Beef Quiz Bowl we had this past weekend at the Cattlemen's Convention. We finished 4th in the state in it. And right now, we're kind of getting ready for the fairs, and we've got kids that'll be going to all the fairs within state, and then we have some that's going to go Louisville, Kentucky, Kansas City, Denver, and a lot of the bigger shows as well. So we've got kids that are really getting out and getting involved. We had our registered foresters training this past week, and foresters have to have so many hours of continuing education for their license. We offer that each year. Had 131 foresters from across, mostly Southwest Arkansas, a few Texas and Louisiana folks that were at Hempstead Hall for that last week. So that's a whole lot of what we've had going on this summer.
About how many kids is in your program, livestock?
The livestock, I have to go look and see how many is actually entered for the county fair. I think that there's around 35. It'll be a real close number.
Anybody else?
I guess that's me.
Sorry.
I don't have a lot, I've just recently started, but some of you I know, some of you I don't, but I'm Valerie Cobb, I'm the new chamber director. This is my second full week by myself, so I'm getting my feet wet. I've been meeting people have been coming by, but I just wanted to introduce myself. I have a list of just upcoming events, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to contact. You want me to pass everything back? That's all right.
Thank you, Ms. Collins.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Scott.
Thank you, Ms. Collins.
I know there's not anything on the line here for old business, but if I'm not mistaken, there's somebody that might want to mention something, Quorum Court member about old business pertaining to 3/4.
Status of roads, is it going pretty good?
Yes, sir. We're doing a lot of work down on County Road 3 right now, in the lower part of the county.
Now, what district is that? Who's that? Your district, okay. What basically is going on?
Well, we hauled probably 40, 50 loads of regrind on a road that between log trucks and feed trucks had pretty much wiped it out.
Okay,
Didn't make no difference what we put in down there, it wasn't holding up, so I told them to try something else, so that's what we did, and we got the packer down there, and we're using the packer this time, and then we'll see if that don't make a difference.
what about you? One more question, what about the operation? Last time we talked about the operation of that vegetation machine where the plants are going into the streets, going into the roads and making them narrow. And I think you said it's only been operating about twice a week. Do you have somebody like a retiree?
It's right on.
So is it operating full time now?
Well, no, it's not full time, because I got to find somebody that's a pretty tricky piece of machinery to run.
Okay,
The man I got right now, he's doing a great job, and he's also down there on 165, back through Sanders Loop, all back in there. But he's got to get that cut out of the way before we can do any work on that bit.
Okay.
Get it all cut back so we can see what we got going on.
but you got to get a driver and get a trained operator and get it trained.
We're trying to work on that right now, but like I said, that's a very expensive piece of machinery, so
You can't
to
just
make
put-
sure whoever's gonna be running it knows what they're doing.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, would you look at Road 128? I got a report that the lambs and hanging on the road trying to mirror off of school buses, so if you would, take a look at that road.
And I'm hoping shortly after the first year, y'all's blessing, that the sales tax money to be used for contracting some road right-of-ways to be cut, because we don't have the machinery to handle it like it needs to be handled. And we've got 16 chicken houses about to be built out here on Wildcat Road. They've got 8 pads built right now, another 2 or 3 weeks, they're doing 8 more pads just a little bit further down. Well, some of the tree limbs down there is actually low enough now that they can start affecting the feed trucks and any big trucks, of which there's gonna be a lot down there.
So that Wildcat Road is looking pretty good now.
We're just about through with the bridge, but we've got 28 more days to wait for the bid. The concrete's got to set up. Herb a little more familiar with it.
Okay,
On the place for concrete.
all right.
But we're gonna try to have it completely ready, so when that 28 days, we're gonna dirt the cones out of the way and open it up.
All right.
And then we'll start on the landfill up. Bridge out there.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, I don't know if this is under old business or new business. I mean, when we discussed back when we were talking about the 3/4 cent sales tax, we had a lot of discussion around the trash tax, that we have to pay yearly. And looking at that 3/4 cent sales tax, when we got rid of that and doing away with the trash tax. I've had people in my area ask about it, and so I mean, is that right to bring it up under, am I thinking correct, under old business, since we discussed it?
That's good.
Is that not one of the things we told people, but we passed this? Keep paying sales tax, we're gonna do away with it?
Well, that's what-
Was that not one of them?
That was my understanding on when y'all were out campaigning and talking, I was getting feedback from them.
Right.
So, yeah, somebody make a motion.
Can I make a motion that we do away with the trash pickup fee starting in January,
I'd say December 31st.
December 31st, 25?
Second,
Can you do away with the city?
No, we didn't have that big.
I know that, but I'm just saying.
And we've got a motion in a second. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say about it?
I would like to know if the people who don't want to pay the fee, do they not want the service? Or do they want the service but not pay for it? Because some of the arguments I've heard is, I don't want my trash picked up, but I have to pay for it anyway. Versus, I want my trash picked up, but I don't want to pay for it.
I'm not going to speak out loud. I'll research this, but I think we're required by state to deal with trash. And y'all correct me, y'all was on here before me. But years ago, there was a sales tax passed to run a landfill.
we don't have a truckers in the city.
We
We don't have a truckers in the city.
I just feel like it's a service, and so we pay for the services that we utilize, like electric, or septic, water. We have to pay for the landfill, we have to pay for the trucks, we have to hire the people to come and pick up the trash. That's just my personal opinion.
Anything else?
I'd just like to say, we don't, like Mr. Wilson said, we don't get a choice in the city. I have people that, in my district, that are in the city, and they don't get that option to do away with that trash pickup charge.
People unable to pay for their trash be picked up too. Me being one of them.
My only thing is if it was told that we were going to do away with it, if this passed, we got to be men and women of our word.
Exactly right.
Motion on the
We
floor.
got a motion and a second.
Vote.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for, as of December 31st, 2025, we will do away with the Nevada County trash pickup fee.
Let's pass by 2/3.
And it's $100 a year. That's what the fee is. Okay, we're going to do a roll call vote. Pruitt,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Grimes,
Okay.
you will vote for it?
Yes, I'll vote.
Cornelius,
Absolutely.
Jackson,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Sorry,
No.
no. Butler,
Yes.
Poole.
Yes.
Motion, the yeas have it.
We have an ordinance 25-6, and that was to extend the note that the bank wanted the trash truck, because the trash truck was supposed to be given. They hadn't got it built yet, so they needed a few more days, and y'all voted to do this at the last meeting. But that's what the story is.
Okay. Ordinance number,
But, yeah.
oh, Dennis is sponsoring this ordinance. Ordinance number 2025-6, sponsor, Justice of the Peace, Dennis Pruitt. Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Nevada of the State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to authorize the county judge to extend the loan securing its 2023 Peterbilt trash truck for 6 months. Whereas counties and financial institutions mutually benefit by agreeing to extend the maturity dates of promissory notes that secured the purchase of older equipment in exchange for newer equipment to service the county. Whereas Nevada County executed a promissory note with the Bank of Delight securing the county's purchase of its 2023 Peterbilt trash truck. Whereas the balance of $179,724.02 on this promissory note is due August 3rd, 2025. Whereas the county and its financial institution would mutually like to extend the maturity date on this promissory note in exchange for a newer model trash truck. Whereas the county has been advised that its new trash truck will not be ready until December the 3rd of 2025. Whereas the Bank of Delight has agreed to extend the maturity date until December the 3rd, 2025 in exchange for Nevada County agreeing to pay 3 monthly payments of $3,108.67 beginning September the 3rd, 2025, and a loan balance of $173,388.53 on December the 3rd, 2025. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Nevada, State of Arkansas, that Article 1, the Nevada County Quorum Court approves and authorizes the county judge to extend the maturity date of its promissory note securing its 2023 Peterbilt trash truck from August the 3rd, 2025 to December the 3rd, 2025 in exchange for 3 monthly payments of $3,108.67 beginning September the 3rd, 2025, and the loan balance of $173,388.53 on December the 3rd, 2025. Article 2. If any of the provisions of this ordinance or the application thereof to any person or circumstances shall be held invalid, such validity shall not affect the other provisions or application, and to this end, the provisions of this ordinance are declared severable. Article 3, any existing provisions of a Nevada County resolution, policy, or ordinance that is in effect immediately prior to the passage of this ordinance that is contrary to the intent of this ordinance, hereby yield to the ordinary and intended meaning of the terms and provisions of this ordinance. Dated this blank day of blank 2025, approved Mike Otwell, Nevada County Judge, and then it will be attested by Tammy Rose, the Nevada County Clerk.
Motion to suspend the full reading and the second reading, read by title only.
Second.
Was that you?
You can do a voice vote.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Pruitt?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Grimes?
Yes.
Cornelius?
Yes.
Jackson?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Butler?
Yes.
Cool?
Yes.
Okay. So it will be read by title only.
Title only.
Okay. Ordinance number 2025-6, sponsored Justice of the Peace Dennis Pruitt, being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Nevada of the State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to authorize the county judge to extend the loan securing its 2023 Peterbilt trash truck for 6 months.
Motion to suspend the full reading of ordinance 25-6 to be read by title only.
Second.
It's your third reading. Title only.
Okay. Ordinance number 2025-6, sponsored Justice of the Peace Dennis Pruitt, being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Nevada of the State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to authorize the county judge to extend the loan securing its 2023 Peterbilt trash truck for 6 months.
Motion to approve ordinance 25-6.
I second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Pruitt,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Grimes,
Yes.
Cornelius,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Coleman,
Yes.
Asari,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's approved.
We'll give you some comp time.
Fine, Jack.
The legislative audit review.
Okay, we have the legislative audit review. This is the legislative audit findings for 2023. Our consideration of internal control was for the limited purpose described in the first paragraph of this section and was not designed to identify all deficiencies in internal control that might be material weaknesses or significant deficiencies, and therefore material weaknesses or significant deficiencies may exist that were not identified. We identified a certain deficiency in internal control described below as item 2023-1 that we consider to be a material weakness. 2023-1, Arkansas Code requires county management to maintain accurate financial records. The financial statements contain omissions/errors that are considered material as specified below. General fund financial records contain misstatements for assets, liabilities, fund balance, revenue, expenditures, and note disclosures of $45,453, $2,300, $45,453, $328,316, $100,822, and $142,153. Respectfully, primarily due to posting errors and misclassification of revenues and expenditures. The effect of these errors constitutes a control deficiency in the process of preparing financial statements. County officials should implement procedures to ensure that transactions are accurately recorded. County officials concurred with the above recommendation and approved the appropriate entries to the county's financial records.
We don't have to do anything on this, do we?
No,
Just for
I just
information.
have to read it to you.
And you got a copy of it.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay,
My only concern is our interlocal agreements. And I know we have an interlocal committee here, because I'm on it, and Crew is on this, basically the city deal, and we have never met with the city officials. And what am I looking at, like, the last agreement was in when? November 15, 1993? Seems like there should be some update, revision, whatever, but that's just an observation on my part. We're fine.
Do we need to have it?
I think we should, I think we should reach out to the city. I mean, they're very cooperative, I don't think anybody just reached, how do you feel about that, Judge?
I'll check on when we get back to that.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I have one more item here that I need to read to y'all. And this is, I gave y'all a copy of the legislative audit findings. Okay. The county judge, competitive bids were not solicited or waived for the purchase of a sanitation truck costing $122,750 in non-compliance with Arkansas Code annotated 14-22-101 and 14-22-115. A similar finding was issued in the previous three reports. Fixed asset records were not properly maintained as required by Arkansas Code annotated 14-25-106. A similar finding was issued in the previous report. Nevada County entered into an interlocal cooperative agreement on November 15, 1993 with the city of Prescott, Arkansas, in accordance with Arkansas Code annotated 25-20-104 for the operation of a compaction station in the county's Class 4 landfill. The following terms of the agreement were not properly executed. 1, the agreement was not formally renewed on an annual basis. The board did not hold meetings or provide the county with monthly financial statements. The chairman of the board did not properly supervise operations, invoices, and time sheets which were not approved prior to payment. The board did not submit detailed written statements to the county for its respective share of tipping fees. Instead, the board requested 50% of the total amounts owed for both the city and the county. A letter detailing the percentage allocation of expenditures for capital outlay and operational costs could not be provided. We were also unable to determine if fixed asset purchases and operational costs were proportionally shared between the city and the county. Payroll expenditures totaling $66,442 were disbursed to 6 employees without a contract or other documentation authorizing their hourly rates. The county sold a 2021 Peterbilt truck for $138,601 in non-compliance with Arkansas Code annotated 14-16-105, which requires in part that the county judge enter a court order setting forth the reason for the sale and directing the county assessor to appraise the property. And this is how the county judge and the county librarian have answered to these findings. Board meetings, this is another, this is for the county library, I'm sorry. This is what the findings were for it. Board meetings were not held for the Nevada County Library and Education Center Board. The county jointly governs the library with the city of Prescott in accordance with Arkansas Code annotated 25-20-101-104.
What was the response to that?
Let me clear up the deal on the trash. First of all,
clear that up.
that didn't happen like that.
Okay.
We bought a Sourcewell truck, a trash truck. It's got the compactor on the truck.
Okay.
That's how we bought it. We didn't sell the truck, we traded it in. Y'all been doing it way before me now. But what they did where we get the truck from, instead of them listing trade-in, they didn't do that. So next year, we will make sure that they properly document their invoice, which means trade-in. And it was a Sourcewell truck, and the letter's already been sent. I've got proof that it's Sourcewell. Truck and trash compactor. At that time, they didn't realize that the machinery comes together. You don't buy a trash compactor and then buy a truck. It's a truck and trailer, it's all together. But they didn't have it listed with the state that it was Sourcewell. All that's been resolved, and I didn't sell Jack Dillon, traded it in.
All right. So our auditing system is state and not private. It's the auditing source, our auditors are state auditors. And now we don't secure private auditors, we have state auditors.
Yes.
The city has private auditors.
Which are very objective.
And they're aware of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I just told y'all.
Okay.
Cleared that up before they left.
Everybody good with that? Next item is solid waste financial statement.
Was in the packet, so.
Is that a yearly? That's a yearly statement,
Is that the one from last?
one in the packet. But according to this, I think we were in the hole. Judge,
What's that?
according to this, when we in the hole, about $1,000. According to this, it's $8,000. We're in the red, $8,667.82. That's for 6 months.
I don't know where the name we got right now.
Well, $19,318.23.
This is what you. they
I don't
sent you.
have one of those.
Okay.
It shows you the solid waste is in the block, 19,000.
Yeah, but that's
What's
that
the date
says up
on
to,
it?
that says up to June.
That's a June.
That's to June.
Oh, so.
Yeah, so,
So I guess you're just making us aware.
Yeah, this is the cities.
Yeah. Well, they're in the hole. They're in the hole.
We ain't in a hole.
Okay. They're better. Well, aren't they paying us back money?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we review this interlocal agreement with the city?
that's what I just said.
We sit down with the city, we've been reading up for this for, I don't know, probably 10 years, every year for 10 years. Why don't we, get with the city, sit down with the city, get the agreement, and see what we're missing on this.
That's what I just said. Because we have some agreements that it's been a while, 20 years or so.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. They're very cooperative. Come on, good. You know them with me,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
That's all I got.
Brother Lee is down there, you city representative.
Who their members are.
Yeah, that's all. Next item.
All right. Mr. Rhodes, state.
Thank you for allowing me to address you tonight. It's about an issue that's, I'm guessing, that most people are aware that there is a lot of rumors, discussions, and I'm going to use the word conflict about the current situation involving the school district, the board, the school board, and I'm not trying to say it's conflicts because there are bad people. That's what I'm trying to get across here. I was retained a month ago by a parent, and I'm not going to disclose that because the parent has children in school, and you could understand if he's got a lawyer that would cause problems, he perceives it could. So in the last month or so, I've been listening to people about what they view with the school boards going, the school districts going. And then I marry that with my own experience in the school district. When I arrived here in 2009 after service, I was a substitute teacher in the school. I thought the school was wonderful. I thought the school went out of its way to ensure that the students had a quality education. And by the way, I still feel that way. It's come to my attention that there are, and I'm going to put the word technical problems in the school board, the school system. Some of the technical problems were that evidently you're supposed to, as a board member, you're supposed to take an oath. You swear to that oath, it's signed, and then it's supposed to be filed with the county clerk. That had not been being done. I wondered why that happened. Well, I reached out to another school board, and I'll tell you the school board, Dirks. I happen to know the individual who was in the service. It turns out that there's not a lot of conflict in that school board and the school district and with the community. They're getting along. And so what happened and becomes a custom and is human nature, all the little T's being crossed and the I's being dotted don't necessarily happen. And I've observed it in this meeting here, listening to some of the things, they don't get recorded right. I think, Judge, correct? And it's not necessarily the true story. So over the last couple of months, I've attended school board meetings, and I want to say this jokingly, I learned a lot more about trap shooting than I ever wanted to learn. But I think that's a great sport. It's a club sport, and I learned a lot about trap shooting. But what I saw, and this is what I want to be as genuine as I can, what I saw were people who were genuinely concerned about the school and trying to do the right thing for the students. But as I have learned in my business as a trial lawyer, and in everything's adversarial, and it is when you're doing trial work, if you just talk to yourselves, your group, you don't necessarily have the true picture. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that go on. People on one side are talking to each other, they develop views, and people on the other side are talking to each other and developing views. A couple of weeks ago, I sent a letter to the school attorney, Mr. Cody Keys. And I don't know if you all know him, but he represents the Preston School District. I have worked with him before at Blevins in an incident over there 10 years ago. Very professional guy. He was telling me about some of the problems, that there are some technical problems that they haven't been adhered to. Well, why haven't they been adhered to? Because people they didn't need to adhere to them. Those oaths in the past did not need to be filed like they were being filed. Should they have been filed? Sure. Did that make any difference really in how the school board member approached their oath? You ought to all take oaths. I know you do. I don't know whether you filed it somewhere made any difference in your performance. I suspect not. I suspect you got to do your job as a JP in as professional and conscientious manner as possible. That's what I'm observing. I watched the school board. Unfortunately, we get to watch the school board when they're in executive session. It's almost agony because you can see all the demeanor. What I saw from the demeanor was that people who had genuinely held beliefs, and by the way, I may not agree with those genuinely held beliefs, but they had genuinely held beliefs trying to do the right thing. So I got a call from Mr. Hale, and we talked, and this was going to be my approach anyway. He wondered what I was going to talk about, because he thought it was legal stuff. He wanted to be able to do that. I don't think the time, if there's legal stuff, isn't that the last step you do? It would seem to me legal activity would be the last thing you want to do with a school board and school district. What you want to do is discuss, try to reach compromise, try to reach understanding. And so we're going to have a school board meeting on August 21st. I wanted you all to be able to take this back to your constituents, and you may know about it. that the law has changed effective August 5th. The public has never, you had to get on an agenda just like I had to tonight. Now, they're going to have a public comment section at the beginning of the school board, and 90 seconds. And so what we're going to encourage to the highest degree possible is that people come in and under the rules of this public discourse, like you can't attack people personally, thank God, and personal activities, for example, like, well, this program, is bad, but there are rules, and I want to make sure we get those rules out to the public so they can come in and interact with the group of people, which I will tell you, and I think we can all agree with this, it is the lifeblood of this community. There's not a better symbol of what Prescott is in that school district. It is known throughout the state. I was in a courtroom in Clinton, Arkansas last Wednesday. The judge on a probate matter, when found out that I was from Prescott, started talking about, and I'm just using this, one of the coaches, and how great this coach was, that she had grown up with this coach, and talked about how good Prescott was. That's something to be proud of. It's something to be admired. He could have been a teacher. And by the way, my wife got a phone call from somebody who's in Hot Springs who talked about her best memories are when my wife was her teacher. I'm not saying that because she's great, but if y'all see her, tell her I said that. But I will. But what I'm trying to get at, isn't it amazing how teachers, how coaches, how personnel in a school system affect you? And what we're here to do, and we're trying to work hand in hand with Mr. Hale, is that we work hand in hand on having one of the most productive school board meetings ever on August 21st, where healing starts. A week ago, I was at Coalfields on Fish Day. Three people came up to me and started talking to me about school issues. And there were sides. This bothered me a great deal. That's why I came down and got on the agenda. We've got to heal, not divide. And so I wanted you to know that I've been authorized to tell you that we're going to take the person I'm representing and hopefully to help the rest of the community to heal the school board and school district situation. And I'm open to any ideas to how to promote that. I look at everybody getting up each morning and thinking how I can be a better teacher, how I can be a better coach, how I can be a better administrator. And I think that's what really happens here. And Prescott has so much to be proud of when it comes to school. If anybody's got a question, I'll answer it if I can.
Can you explain how this affects the quorum court?
Okay. Well, how it affects the quorum court is I've had several quorum court meetings, and people come up to me and talk about it. They said they want to be able to tell their constituents. That's part of it. But the other part is the quorum court does get involved legally at some point. If they go to litigation, and there's, for example, if the board had to be vacated, for example, or had to replace, the quorum court would be in charge of that. Those are some of the attributes. That's why I felt it was important to come to you. But what I really want to do, stay away from the litigation, but I understand your question. Well, how does it affect you? It can affect you, but I hope it never affects you. That means we've gone into litigation, and I don't want that to happen. I think we can avoid stuff without that. At least I hope. That's my hope. Is there anybody else have a question? And I hope I didn't waste your time on talking about that, but I just thought it was something that people have been talking about.
And thank you for coming forward and enlightening us.
Thank you.
Mr. Hill.
So, Rose, correct, we did talk. I didn't know exactly what. And for those of you who don't know, I'm Ben Hale, prosecuting attorney. In that role, I do act as legal counsel for the Quorum Court. Probably fair to say that, there's a lot of things, kind of, I guess, rumors, as Rose put it, is probably just going around. And I just wanted to make sure, we were, if I needed to advise y'all tonight, I would be prepared to do so. And so Roe and I talked about that, and, you know, my primary concern as legal counsel for the Quorum Court always is Nevada County, interest in Nevada County. And, you know, if we were to get involved or anything like that, like Roe mentioned, that's what I'm trying to keep Nevada County out. And Roe and I had a good conversation about his plans and what he's doing. He relayed the exact same thing he told me, or told y'all just now, yesterday. So I appreciate him being consistent on that. And so I guess we'll just see where that goes, and if anything changes, you know, I'll be here if needed. So, but if you have any questions more than that, to me, it
I
just.
think we feel like we're in the dark here. I just
Yeah.
don't know, like we're in the dark, we don't know what's really like, why is this being brought before, like, I don't know where to start, like. I mean, is that what y'all?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that what y'all feeling?
In your opinion,
One question, Lord.
this is your opinion, do you believe our local school is in violation?
I really don't have.
Just say.
Yeah, so I don't know enough to know. I have not looked at the law on that. What I do know is in my business, you know, a lot of people accuse people of different things, right? And so that happens every day, right? Criminal allegations, which this is not much different. What I've learned is if I don't have to decide an issue, I don't decide it, okay? Until it comes time for me to decide it. That's the best advice I can give the county right now, okay? And that's all I'm prepared to do right now is there's nothing before this county or this board or this court to decide at this moment, okay? And so if it involves a school, just like Mr. Coleman, you know, I know he's a proud Blue Jay, right? You know, this Quorum Court in this county, there's more than just Prescott School District's business at stake here. And so I think we have, you know, some sort of obligation to make sure that we let the school districts handle their business until it becomes a time for us to make a decision if we have to. And hopefully we never have to. And as I heard Mr. Staten say just a second ago, it sounds like the approach is so that we don't have to make any kind of decision. So if we're in the dark, that's fair, but only because there's nothing for us to decide at this moment. So,
Ben, you said that to let the districts handle it, is there, I guess, Roe, this I should ask while I mean, you just kind of brought this up, is there, the rumors are what you're looking into, I mean, do you know if there's anybody taking any consideration into addressing the rumors? I mean, I'm guessing the rumors of the questions are going to come out at August 21st, right?
Not necessarily, right? I mean, I don't know if you've been to one of the meetings, but there's going to be an open forum, and I would say open forum. The public is to comment, first time ever without being on the agenda. So, and they can go up to 90 seconds. So you can talk about it. For example, if I came up and said, listen, I think, I like the approach we're doing academically. I'd like to see more things academically. I would like to see this happen, X, Y, Z. Another person would go up and say, I really appreciate what the athletic department's doing. And I'm going to use this, I know Coach Glass's wife is here. Coach Glass, he needs more help, and I'm just throwing that out. You know, coaches on the sideline. Prescott has 62 varsity football players. That's more than most 5A programs have. But I'm throwing that out. Those kinds of things could come up. But the most important thing, and I want y'all, if y'all get a chance with your constituents, see, I have the impression from talking to a couple of Quorum Court members that the constituents have been talking to them about it. That's why I addressed it. All right? And I think the reason to bring it up here is to come at it, let's heal it. Let's talk about it, because, boy, the last thing in our business, the last thing you want to do is be at that end thing where you're litigating, and then y'all have to do something. And so we're going to try, the reason I'm trying to do that, if y'all can encourage your constituents to come and speak, and by the way, let's work on civil, let's work on understanding, and get rid of the rumors. You have no idea some of the rumors I've heard is going to happen, and it's nowhere in the same zip code of what happens. Not close. So you kind of see that firsthand. we want to try to lower that threshold. I just thought it might be
Has
important.
the school been contacted, or like, has the school been contacted about any of this? Like,
I sent a letter, and that's one of the reasons I sent a letter about the direction. I didn't go into specifics. Because there's so many people talking to me, and I wish I wasn't, whatever that I am, people come up to me and say, what are you going to do about school board? Well, I'm not going to do a thing about school board. But I thought that'd be important if y'all could help. And y'all have such a major role in this community. It's I mean, I see it firsthand. And people always throw up the quorum court when they're mentioning it, because that's one of the rumors, what authority y'all have, which by the way is way overstated, what people think y'all can do. But I did want to bring that up to you. It may have been out of place. I hope it wasn't, but I did want to bring it up so we can raise people's awareness of it.
Thank you.
Wait just a minute, I have heard a rumor, there are 2 people serving in the same zone. That's what I've heard over and over and over and over. I mean, I'm gonna bring it up tonight because that's what I've heard and I would like to know.
The person that's, we know is not here.
You've got a county.
I was an ex-county official. I was just driving by, but I did go into Tammy's office and pull from school zone maps. Mike Williams does live in Zone 1. He ran in Zone 1 in 2019, and he ran again in 2024, which is last year, in Zone 1. All of the people who signed his petition were Zone 1 people. Now, my understanding was, and I came up here just to check, that he and Miss James were both in Zone 2, which is, she is in Zone 2, a Zone 2 resident, and he is a Zone 1 resident, and his people that signed his petition were Zone 1 people. So I don't know how the rumor got out that there were 2 people. Now, in Tammy's records, it shows he is in Zone 2.
so you can
But
just come
she's
up here and look
working-
at people's records, you just walk up in here in the office and just help yourself the record? You can just come up here and help yourself the records anytime you want to?
Everything in Nevada County Courthouse is public record except for adoptions.
I mean, as a former clerk, I wanted to make sure I hadn't screwed up something in the past. But her records do show, and she feels because of something that was done, that he got put in Zone 2. But legally, he is, and the state's gonna fix her records. So, I mean,
May I talk about that just a second? Is that all right? Good. All right, I've been talking to Ms. Rose about it. I don't want to throw her on the bus because there was nothing to throw on the bus about, and I'm not. No, y'all aren't either. Because that's what I said in my letter to the school. This was never even an issue. People were getting along at the time. What happened since the last few months, it's become an issue. And she went back and looked at her zoning. She's got me in Zone 3. I'm in Zone 2, and I vote in Zone 2, and I brought it up to her, and I put that in the letter that anecdotally, the zones are messed up. So we have this
Well,
Well,
situation.
there's a difference between Zone Ward 2 and Zone 2. I mean,
Okay,
they're
I'm in
not,
Zone 2.
you know,
For the
you
school
may be in
district.
Zone School and Ward 2, they're 2 different.
I understand that, and I'm in Zone 2, I live in Zone 2, they've got me voting in Zone 3. I know that. So there are paths. Ms. Rose had nothing to do with that, and neither did Ms. Stockton, Ms. Oliver. She didn't have anything to do with it, because she said the mapping is so, it's not accurate, and she's trying to get it accurate. And so,
Through data scout.
that's right, and so they're trying to make that accurate. That'll eliminate that. But I don't sense anyone's trying to run anything past anybody. It just never came to anybody's attention because it didn't need to. We didn't have this adversity, what's going on now. You know, the attention, the detail. And so what I'm trying to do, let's go back to what we talked about. Let's try to do the good stuff first. Let's see what we can agree on, see what we can fix first, and we get to a point where we don't have to go the route where it's legal. Is that fair, Mr. Hill?
Who would be the person that would bring that to our attention
Well, that's what,
To the public's attention, or to Rose's attention, or yours,
Yeah,
being a
so-
prosecuting attorney,
no, I
who
think
would be
that's,
the person to bring that?
so I think that's kind of what I was jumping in on. So again, I appreciate Julie. There's probably not a person in this room right now that's got more experience in Nevada County
That's true.
elections than Julie Oliver.
That's
So
true.
I'm glad she's here. But what I would say is, again, Rose's opinion, even Julie's, as experienced as she is, having done it, okay? It's just an opinion, right? Same when I charge somebody with the crime, right? So what do I have to do? I charge them with the crime, but it's decided in a court, okay? And that's what Roe is talking about. So if we can resolve these issues, these rumors, these questions that he's saying exist without the need for a fact finder, okay, which would be a jury or a judge, depending on the type of lawsuit, to make that decision that say somebody did live in the wrong district or whatever, which may or may not be true, I don't know. That's what Roe is talking about doing. So Quorum Court is free. I mean, if y'all wanted to form a committee to investigate these issues on behalf of the county, y'all can, okay? Frankly, that's your prerogative. That's what I was saying. It's not a business that's in front of you at the moment, okay? And until it becomes your business, as far as public officials, county officials, my legal advice is don't make it your business, okay? As citizens, absolutely, absolutely. But as a county, until somebody makes it your business, that's my advice. And so the way somebody can make it your business would potentially be they petition you as a body, or they file a lawsuit like Rose talked about. But then again, before we act as a county, right, when y'all vote on this stuff, the reason it's public is because everybody has a right and opportunity to be heard, to weigh in. So, with all due respect, I'll just, as a good example, we mentioned the school board director's name today, right? He's not in this room, right? He's got a right, to defend himself and, say whether that's true or not true, right? So again, that's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to put the brakes on, before we rush to judgment and we decide something as the county and we do something as the county, let's give Roe and whoever has a problem with some of these things that we're talking about an opportunity to correct them or raise them or get to the bottom of it. And trust me, I've had many a case with Roe Staten, okay? And if there's truth to find anything that he's talking about, by God, he will find it, okay? And he will bring it to your attention and he will not let go. And so, Roe and I have a love-hate relationship in the criminal defense. But the longer I've been a prosecutor, the more respect I have for him. And that's the God-honest truth. But,
So what I'm gathering from legal counsel from you tonight is the time for us to worry about it is when you tell us we got to worry about it.
As JPs, does that make sense? As JPs, yes. As citizens of this county, if you're a school district member or it's your zone, absolutely, you're a private person. You have every right. And it may concern your constituents as well,
Well, let me
okay?
clear that up. I mean, so that we don't find ourselves in legal matters.
Correct. And that's what I would say. We're aware of it, but right now we don't know what's what, okay? And actually, I'm not even really sure what we're aware of, other than, there's things that have been raised. So I want to put that out there. And I'm not saying that the Quorum Court may not be able to do something legally. I'm just saying, I think respectfully, let's let the school district handle the school district's business. If there's issues with that, Quorum Court can meet. They can take up anything they want to at that time. That's what Roe and I talked about in our call. Is that fair, Roe?
That's fair.
So, again.
Well, I just asked my question because a lot of people have called me about that, and that's when
Well,
it gets.
In response to you, Ms. Grant, it could be the source. A lot of people think that the school zones are the same as the JP zones.
Oh, I know they're not.
Yeah, but some people do.
But I mean, I've had people call me,
Yeah.
so I'm just putting it out there.
For instance, and JP Pruitt's, he has 2 school board members, but the zones are different. Because you have what? Who 2 school board members you have in your JP district? Pruitt.
Should I say?
That's irrelevant, I think. It's just that you have 2.
Yeah, you just have to.
Yeah, you got 2. But in my district, I have one that's in my school zone, but I reach across town in my JP zone on one of the individual names that have been called. So you can't, they're not the same because the county goes all over the county and the city just deals with the city. So that may be the source how the rumors
So
get.
are they messed up, are the zones messed up? I mean, are they right or are they wrong?
Talking about the wards?
Judy, could you
The
answer that
ward-
Well, I
question?
mean, it's where he lives and what he ran it in is zone 1 is what, I mean, he is in the correct zone.
Right, but
But
are
according-
the zones messed up?
According to her record, I don't know how it happened, when it happened. I know in 19, he was in the right district, and in 24, he's in the right district. And he is in the right district, but she's got a street, when you zone your computer, you're zoning, you've got to throw in a school district, you've got to throw in a JP district, you've got to throw in a state senator, a congressman. There's lots of precinct parts that go into one. And if you just have a street that's off, a couple numbers, or you have an odd side of the street and the even side of the street, it could be, he is on a line, his street is a dividing school zone line. I mean, it could have accidentally got to it, and even number is zone 1 and odd number is zone 2. It could have got reversed. It could be anything.
Well,
But
even though,
there's not 2 people in zone 2.
Let me say this, just like Mr. Hill advised us a while ago, Tammy's not here to defend herself.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not blaming
I know,
anybody.
I'm just saying, let's,
And Julie, just so they understand too, it's really not just Tammy, right? I mean, as far as I understand, GIS, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, she's
So
got,
there's a state
data
agency.
scout, CAMA, a data scout, and several different GIS
Yeah.
that works with that, help work with that, so.
The election system, ES&S, is working with Data Scout to get it straightened out, but that's where the problem
So,
You know, it could be as simple as going in and
Originated was with Data
changing an
Scout
odd and an
zone.
even.
and so
Tammy
let
is
me,
working very hard to get this done. She's gone to Little Rock. She, like Julie, I mean, they're doing remarkable.
yeah, so let me just say this, because I'm not sure people understand exactly. It's not just as simple as like, hey, I want to vote, what district am I in, right? These districts get moved all the time, okay, right? And it's based on population, I mean, it's a lot of things. There's state agencies that determine where these district lines get moved, okay? And so when a person goes and they have their voter registration, it's just a piece of data, okay? A single piece of data, that address, okay? And these mapping agencies, I mean, they're paid by us, our taxpayers, to determine, right, where those lines are. But it's just, I mean, it's not like an individual person that's saying, well, where do you live, James Roy? Where do you live, Tommy? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just it's a piece of data. So it's very, I mean, it's easy to understand how something like this could happen. But again, just because we think it may be a problem doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem until somebody says it's a problem. Does that make sense? And then what we're talking about at this point is a circuit judge or, you know, and frankly, this is what we've learned over time. Sometimes it's just the raising of the awareness, and I think that's Mr. State's purpose in being here tonight.
So what should we tell our constituents when they come to us with this issue? Hey, we had this issue, what are y'all gonna do about it?
Well, I mean, at the time, Tommy, what I would tell your constituents is that right now this is not a Nevada County issue. And the reason I would say that is, remember, if you were to try to correct an issue that may not be an issue, that's where we invite a lawsuit, okay? And so that's why I go back to that original point that I made where if you don't have to decide something, you don't decide it, okay? And right now, we don't have to. Now, I know that may not make your constituents happy, but the school board absolutely has to answer these questions with all due respect. And that's all due respect so if they don't give the answer, this is what Roe and I discussed, if they don't give the answer that's satisfactory, you know, Roe's an attorney, he knows, you know, that's how that works. So what I'm trying to prevent as the county attorney to advise y'all is to not take any action that could result in, because again, your opinions, right? are not the truth, right? It's just your opinion of the truth until somebody else says it. So if you act, and even if you're right, if somebody else has a different opinion, and this is the beautiful thing about lawyers, you know, we all have opinions, and some of them are good, some of them are bad, but we all have opinions. But that still means we're inviting a lawsuit. If you do nothing, right? If you do nothing because it's not yet your problem, not before you to decide, you know, there's nothing nobody can sue you for. Now they could sue us to do something, right? But until they do that, okay, then we don't have to do anything. So
We don't have the ball right now.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. In a long way of saying it, Eric, and that's.
I thank you for bringing it. I mean, I have a kid in two, actually, on graduating, still 10 and 9. I've kind of heard a little bit of rumors, but they're rumors, you know, but they're getting more frequent.
If you approach a problem trying to solve a problem instead of litigate a problem and try to understand, you'll have a lot better result in the long run than having someone tell you what the answer is.
That's right.
If you can, it always works out better when you can come to agreement. You're never going to get everything you want, but you get something, and you can say, well, okay, I kind of understand your point. If we could do that, I think it would help in healing. Boy, do we need healing in our country right now. We need healing. So we're going to work hard for that. If anybody wants to talk to me about this, we'll try to be professional. We'll try to work everything we can do with healing in mind. If we can't heal, then we can't heal.
Did you receive a reply from the school lawyer?
He called, we talked on the phone, and he likes the approach that we're doing to talk right now. Listen, there's lots of stuff, there's rules. I think I told you, the Dirks president of the school board, he hadn't sworn an oath and filed it in 10 years. It's not an answer, but right now, this would be an answer because of the division. I mean, this would be a problem. Not over there. Well, you know why? Because nobody's upset with each other. Okay, even though they got a crappy football team. But I'm just saying that. So I'm kidding. I've always done it. I'm sorry. But no, you see, they're getting along. If we can start getting along, a lot of these little problems will not be problems. That's what I'm trying to say. It will help. It will help those kids have a great year this year.
To sum it all up, I just say, go Curly.
Sheree, you got other questions, Sheree?
Hang on, Mr. Canisius.
In your opinion, do you believe that the local school board is in violation of Arkansas Constitution?
Sir, I couldn't.
In your opinion, the same question I asked Ben, do you believe the local school board is in violation of the Arkansas Constitution?
I really no, I don't believe necessarily, and that's a great answer. Technically,
what you're saying,
there might be some technical issues, there might be, but I bet you can't find a school board anywhere in the state that doesn't have some technical violations. I can tell you right now, the Dirks one's in technical violation.
I don't disagree. I'm just curious.
Yeah. Do I think there's some technical violations? Sure. But that's because we hadn't had to walk around on eggshells for the last 15 years. Everything's been kumbaya, if you will. Now it's not been that way, so let's see if we can help change that approach. If we can help change that approach and get back to working together for what's right for these kids.
Works for me. I don't want to deal with it.
I make a motion to adjourn.
May I say one thing?
Yeah.
Just one thing. And it doesn't have to do with school board. My thinking is I wish you would reconsider these trash pickup fees because I say the sales tax will probably bring in 600 to 700,000. I mean that, and I think the trash pickup probably brought in 200,000. I don't know, 250. But that's a little bit of money extra, and I know that $700,000 or $800,000 is a lot of money. But once you buy a trash truck for $300,000 or greater, it gives you, in my opinion, and Mark's opinion wasn't the same as my opinion, but it gives you a little more funds. But that's up to y'all. I mean, I'm not here anymore. I'm just saying that I think that people's already paying it. They're used to paying it. And that's just my opinion. But you don't have to do it tonight, that's about, I'm just saying that's my opinion.
Motion to adjourn is made by Pat Grimes and a second
don't have another-
by Mr. Todd Butler.
We don't have anything on the agenda, we don't have anything on the agenda.
All ayes, 8.
How you doing, man?